Hey guys, this is Vinay and you're watching my show, Let's Talk. Today I have a guest on my show he's basically into everything. When I first went and googled about him to know more about him, the first headline that came up was Sam of all things. I'm talking about the page 3 favorite, the person who is into hotel, education, movies and whatnot. And you're going to hear it from him today. It's none other than Sam Paul on my show. Sam, welcome to the show.
Hi Vinay, thanks
Lovely
for
having you. You know,
I
I think I need a longer description to actually introduce you to the guests. It'll be best that I hear it from you. I read it somewhere that the first time, I mean, you're an engineer,
right?
And you wanted to prove to your dad that you can do something,
right?
And that's when you took it up as a challenge and wanted to prove something in life, and that was the beginning of it. Sam, tell us your journey when you were young. What was going on in your young mind, and what did you want to prove?
Again, as I was telling you, the thing is, both my parents were strict disciplinarians, and when we let us say in the year 2002, when my dad said finally, okay, Kana, you've done your thing, and because it rebels, when all of us are brought up in the same way. And so my dad said, you have to start on your own. I think 2003, I don't know whether you remember this brand called Casa Piccola?
Yeah, Casa Piccola. Yeah.
So Casa Piccola, I used to work with Casa Piccola initially in Bangalore. And then I brought Casa Piccola back to Chennai.
Wow.
That was my first business. So I told them, so I took a huge loan and said, let's me do this and show people. So it was a
Were
big...
they shocked that you're getting into
food
business?
Yeah, of course, because it was not in the family business, because my dad was an industrialist, my mom was a doctor. And when we started Casa Piccola, it was a cult in Chennai that time, back in the day, and European food, because we kind of introduced European food to Chennai. I mean,
first of its kind then.
Yeah, leave alone all the five-star restaurants, because back in the day it was quite unaffordable for normal people. It was not the same scenario right now, and there were not many clubs or anything like that. So Casa Piccola was the cult place to be in. We introduced risottos, pastas, all the fancy stuff.
This is back in 2000.
Back in 2002. Wow. So that's how I started into my business career. Same time, I was coming from an educationist profile. I always wanted to get into education. We started a couple of units, a teacher training unit and a college of education in Pondy. From there we progressed, and right now we have around 13 colleges and schools in Pondy.
And your dad was happy after Casa Piccola happened, and then you moved into different restaurants as well.
Yes.
One after the other you started.
Yes, after Casa Piccola, I think there was a quite hiatus where we were expanding in Pondicherry. We did a lot of international schools, colleges, and we did a hotel also in Villapuram. I don't know whether you know of this brand called Punnusamy.
Okay.
It's a full-fledged Chettinad restaurant. So we did this restaurant and in the highway, a motel concept. And once we were settling down into that kind of concept, Tony and Guy happened, and God's grace.
That's when Tony and Guy came to Chennai through you.
Yes, and Tony and Guy is the biggest brand in the world for hair or any other service related to hair and makeup and look. And the training is so immense. It's more of a science in Tony and Guy about everything. So coming back to the restaurants, all of us are big foodies and we love food. And our greatest dream was to work with somebody like Chef Willie. Chef Willie was the executive chef of the park by that time. So I think 2006 when we started Casa Piccola, he joined an opposing brand called Toscana.
Oh yeah, I've heard Toscano, yeah.
Yeah, so from Toscana, I think he later joined us. We started a brand in my son's name called Jonas. So it is called the Chronicles.
Jonas is your son's name?
Yes.
So now you have a couple of Jonas around the city, right?
5 of them, 6th one is opening in Bangalore right now.
Okay.
So it's called the Chronicles of Jonas. So the first one is the original Jonas, where we did the entire Casa Piccola menu there. You know, Casa Piccola shut down internationally, so we had to shut down here. So the same menu was done. It was quite a big favorite,
hit, right?
Yeah, big hit, yeah, in Besant Nagar. Then in Phoenix Mall, we opened something called Jonas Goes to Japan, which is a fusion of European, Japanese food.
That's very rare actually. Not many restaurants in
India. Yes, we were kind of first of a kind. And
what made you to choose Japan, Japanese food?
I love sushis and stuff like that, and I love this restaurant called Momoyamo.
Okay.
A Korean man has made this Japanese restaurant, but yeah, the best Japanese food you get in town. So he kind of made the sushis for us. Then later Akibe, a pure Japanese man, made the ramens for us. All the just 3 ramens: a seafood, chicken, and a vegetarian ramen. Pure homemade ramen. Japanese people making Japanese food for you. Wow. But again, you have a strong European base there, so people can have everything. So it's European Japanese fusion. So the third restaurant was called Jonas Meets Chef Willie. So Here it is a European Sicilian combination where we did a lot of European food with Sicilian like pizzas and very hardcore Italian food. And the fourth one is called Jonas Goes to West Coast, where we did European with Kerala, Mangalorean and Goan food. Chef Anand did the restaurant there. And the fifth one is called Jonas Goes Fishing, where we did a hardcore seafood Pan-Asian restaurant in ECR.
You have the entire world in your menu.
Yeah.
I mean, I come from Singapore, but you know, Singapore has a lot of cuisines in
the best food in the world. Yeah.
Best food in the foodie place. That
I think after Dubai. But
so while you are a foodie, very contradicting to that, you're also a very fitness freak.
Yeah.
Both of them usually don't go hand in hand, but in a good way it does. So how did you start off this change?
As I was telling, gymming back in the day is a frowned upon thing. You know, it's not like where people were encouraging you to gym, because they used to think that gymming gives you unwanted culture, and instead of giving discipline, it gives you other things. I always wanted to do a chain of gyms, and
Slam is the name of it.
Slam is the name of it. So you cut the L and you get Sam. So yeah, Slam is the name of the gym.
So while you're into food, you're into gymming and exercise and stuff, movies happen.
Yes.
Who spotted you, or how did it happen?
Again, the thing is, I think people came for, this was, I think, Bakiraj Jr., a guy called Jayanthan, and he came to my college to do a movie shoot. He wanted to ask permission, and so the permissions alone come to me, you know, it's not like, so I said, let him meet me, and he saw me and said, sir, can you do one scene? I said, no, I can't do.
That's the movie called
Patra.
Okay.
So Patra is a late shop where young people are molded, and so the movie is about this guy, and I play that role. So he never told me. He said, you play one scene, sir, please. And he used to come home every day and tell me this. And I'm like, sir, see, look at me. I'm over 115 kilos. And what do you expect? And you know, because all these small guys seem so big in the screen, and when you're so huge, you know.
That's true, yeah. But they wanted somebody like you to fit the bill, I guess.
Yes, they wanted somebody who's very classy, very big, but very stern and very planned. So he says, you are that, you know. I don't know where you get this idea, but yeah. So
wonderful. In conversation with, as I said, Sam of all things, a lot more to explore about him. We'll be right back. Sam, after all that you did in your life, be it hotels, be it restaurants, be it education and fitness and stuff like that, due to a personal tragedy, you took up to go and study law.
Right.
What, I mean, when I read about it, I couldn't believe the kind of conviction and the determination that you had to go and sit in a college with the youngsters at the age of what, 34?
33, yeah.
33?
Yeah.
To go and do that, what was it like?
I think 2009, I had a problem with my ex-wife, and you know how this law works in India, where it is kind of biased towards the women. I'm not saying it's badly made. It was the call of the day back in the day.
Yeah.
But things have changed right now. Not every guy is a bad father. Not every guy is a bad husband, and there are a lot of victims as husbands. And I'm sure you heard about the Kumar Jani.
I've seen a couple of times.
Yes, and I'm one of them. And what happened was, when we had a bad marriage and there was a breakup of no fault of mine, and they had all false cases against the entire family, and I lost 2 of my children and stuff like that. And the funny part is, the law is also, as it comes in the movies, not exactly like it comes in the movies, but the police and the law kind of favors the rich. Sometimes, you know, what happens is, it does not actually condemn the poorer party, but it says that law is not there for you. It's not applicable towards you. So take it easy, they are so powerful. Or they're going to say things like, okay, you cannot directly go head on head with such people because they're so powerful.
Yeah.
So I used to tell myself, why is it so unfair, you know? And I think I lost everything back in 2009, 2010, and I said, okay, let's start it fresh. And somebody told me a long time back, you know, injustice can never be done to an advocate. So I said, okay.
Let me be an advocate.
Let me study that law. I learned a lot of things. I think every human being in India should study law. I mean, that's the only way India is going to go up or progress further, because It's such that if everybody knows law, there won't be a problem at all. Because most of the people losing a lot of opportunities because they do not know the law. It taught me everything. It taught me every right. It taught me all the rights police people have. It taught me all the rights an advocate has. And as a human being, what are the rights and what are the duties? Everything was taught. Sometimes you don't have to care about everything in life, you know.
True. You select, you pick it.
Yes.
Yeah. And now I hear that your story is being made into a movie.
Yuhi Sethu once heard my story, and he's a big writer, I don't know whether a script writer. So he told me, Sam, I don't know if any story is worth making a movie. See, it's not like a rags to riches story. It was never like I was a poor guy. I think my dad and mom provided
from
me.
nobody to being one of these.
It's about the struggles which I had really had. It's about that 3 years where I lost everything and I made everything back because I didn't do anything illegal, because the first instinct of any guy who loses his children unfairly or is to take your Webley and Scott Mark IV or a Walter, which I carry usually, and just go shoot the guys, you know, and say, bloody well, what do you think you are? Because you've not done anything wrong. That's the first instinct. But to step away from the illegality and to do it very fairly is what the story is all about. That's the story. I mean, the story is not. There's always an easy path in everything. You know, I could have just took the gun, but I wouldn't be the man I am today if I had done that.
Yeah, absolutely. Sam, we spoke about health this season in Chennai Edition on Let's Talk. We are promoting awareness on cancer. We want to educate people in terms of getting their tests done and stuff like that. As a person who's into entrepreneurship, health, food, what do you want to tell?
Stop smoking. That's the first thing I would tell people, not because of coming from a person who doesn't smoke or drink, but it's because of the fact that smoking is a very dirty habit, and not only it spoils your health, but spoils the health of others also.
Absolutely.
I think more than drinking, and I've spoken to a lot of politicians. They're calling for prohibition all over. They should be stopping all the cigarettes and BDs and stuff like because this is much more injurious than drinking and I think it's the biggest problem is it also affects others. I've seen I've had because both my sisters are doctors and my mom is a doctor, and I know very rarely I visit hospitals, however scary it is. You know, you see these lungs which is smoked.
It's horrible, right?
Yeah, it's like your classic Kerala Syrian beef fry. You know, solid dark, and you see lungs which are not smoked at all, and this pink in color and blood flowing and stuff like that. Once you have cancer, I think you're going to create a lot of grief to not only yourself but to all the people around you, your loved ones and stuff like that. So I think prognosis is the only way out of it. So if you're chewing tobacco, if you are smoking, please be careful. Please avoid it or limit it to a certain extent, so that and regularly have your checkups. You can be innocent victims to a breast cancer or stuff like that, where you don't do anything really bad. But
that's destiny. I mean.
That's destiny. But make sure that you really regularly go for your checkups. It can be in your uterus, it can be in your breast, it can be anywhere else. So I think even
getting regular tests done is
very
very
important. I think a lot of hospitals are promoting that right now. It's very cheap. It's very affordable. Just make sure that you do not let lethargy set in. And avoid these tests, because it's very important that you regularly check them out.
Absolutely. Sam, last segment of the show. One-liner answers from you, quick questions.
Right.
One advice from someone that's completely changed your life.
A very senior police officer.
Okay.
Please don't do anything illegal.
It's important. And one incident in your life that completely made you to rethink about studying.
2009, I think the entire thing, it was a little scary, and whatever happened was very scary, I think, And it changed my life. But I always feel all these failures and these problems are stepping stone to successes. And the more problems you have, as long as you be the man and you face them, you're just going up.
One favorite cuisine of yours?
Japanese.
And one restaurant that you, across the world, wherever you've been to, that's like one of your favorites, apart from the ones that you run?
There's this restaurant called Soy in Dubai, in the Dubai Mall. I think it's the best Chinese restaurant, Pan-Asian restaurant you can ever get into. I think that should be my favorite, I think, across the world, I think. Of course, Jumbo from Singapore, I think, who can beat your pepper crab, Singapore chili crab.
And one country or a city in the world which is your favorite destination?
London.
One thing that gives Sam a kick?
I think quality time with my family.
And, you're quite fashionable in that sense. Amongst the people in Chennai, let's take the movie people.
Right.
Whom do you think has got the best fashion style?
Apsara Reddy is very fashionable. Abhimanyu is I'm sure you know about her, a
yeah.
transgender activist,
Yeah.
and she works with us. And she's the most fashionable person I've ever met, and she takes so much time in
Looking the best.
Spending grooming herself. For example, she spends hours grooming before she's going to work.
Even before coming to work every
Yes,
day.
she's like that. She only gets the best designer labels for clothing, and it's not about wearing. It's not about the dress you wear also.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's about grooming yourself, your haircuts, your nails. It's your eyelashes. Everything is perfect. I think she's the best groomed and fashionable icon I would have ever seen myself. You know.
And one thing that is there on the top of your mind that you want to achieve that you have not done so far.
Get into politics.
Get into politics?
Yeah.
Interested in that?
If God wills, why not?
And one thing that you want to tell young entrepreneurs
Right.
who want to do something and who are getting into it,
Right.
what advice would you want to give them?
The first thing a lot of people would tell you is first get your exit strategy in place. Because like when we started out, we never had an option to lose. If we lose everything.
Yeah.
I take a 9 to 6 job, and so not me to be working somewhere. You know, I like to do different stuff, and I'm quite a creative person in terms of business also. You don't have to be creative just because you're an artist, or you can be creative in your business ideas also. So the first thing I would say is you shouldn't give up. I mean, the moment you think about giving up, I think you're not fit for business. The second thing is you shouldn't take things personally.
Professional is professional.
Yeah, if you watch Godfather movie, and every businessman should watch Godfather movie, and this is what I think the first son, the adopted son will tell Sonny, I think, nothing personal, just business. So you should take things personally. A lot of people harass you, a lot of people do a lot of shit. As long as your work is done, you just go ahead. You be a juggernaut, you know, that's the second thing which I would teach. And third most important thing is a lot of people crib, oh, the country is doing this, country is doing this. Trust me when I tell you this, if you do not succeed in India, you cannot succeed anywhere in the world. The opportunities are so wide in India.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. The last half an hour or so has been wonderful chatting with you.
Only last half an hour.
So you're an engineer, you're a lawyer, you're an entrepreneur, you run restaurants, you're into fitness, you're an actor, you're a producer, you do charity. I think the list goes on, and the next time probably we meet, you'll have added another 5 more things to that. Wonderful having you on the show. Your thoughts of being on Let's Talk?
Thanks, Vinay, for having me. I think it's a good idea for people like us to showcase about ourselves and to talk about us and our lifestyle and our personal stuff. I hope you really do well in other cities also.
Thank you.
Thanks,
I need
Vinay.
your wishes. Before we let you go, our gifting partners, goodie bags from them, from DRA.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much, Vinay. Hi, I'm Sam Paul. I'm on the show Let's Talk with Vinay. If you like the show, kindly subscribe to this channel. Gymming back in the day is a frowned upon thing, you know. It's not like where people were encouraging you to gym, because they used to think that gymming gives you unwanted culture, and instead of giving discipline, it gives you other things.